My name's Alexandria Bombach. I'm a director-producer with Red Reel, a small production company. I've made the film Julio, Solis, a MoveShake story, and we're here at the Port Townsend Film Festival. MoveShake is a 5-part series that I'm making about movers and shakers of environmental and social change, basically following the story of change makers and what got them to the point. Julio Solis is a sea turtle conservationist in Baja, Mexico, who does amazing work, and he started out when he was younger as a sea turtle poacher. And so the film goes over his story and what he's done. In Baja, it was totally normal, and it still is in many parts, to eat sea turtle. Julio was providing for his family and then also just earning extra money after sea turtle poaching became illegal to provide for his family. And then after he was approached by a ocean conservationist, Wallace J. Nichols, and asked to help find sea turtles in a different way to help protect them, he realized that he was in love with this animal and wanted to protect it. Julio, a MoveShake story, follows that journey. And the other MoveShake stories also follow people who are passionate about their causes. Shannon Galpin of Mountain to Mountain, her story of women's rights work in Afghanistan. Allison Gannett, who's a professional big mountain free skier who does climate change work. Greg Trinish, who does adventures and scientists for conservation, who connects amazing athletes with scientists, and the athletes will gather data from around the world for scientists who can't get to those locations. So all people who have created their own paths, made their own things happen for themselves, all for the causes that they believe in. Basically, I became a filmmaker by just, I don't know, following what I wanted to do, doing what I love. What I do is supported by the outdoor industry, and I made small videos about products and things like that, and then just had my own stories to tell, and luckily was supported by the outdoor industry, especially Osprey Packs, Horny Toad Clothing, Cliff Bar, to tell these stories of people who are passionate for their causes and for their sports. It just, one thing led to another. I never got the job in a way that it was delivered to my doorstep. Everything has been day by day, just making the job more than getting the job. I think a lot of the Osprey videos we did a series called What Are You Wearing? And that's on YouTube. 23 Feet is a film that Osprey Pack sponsored, was my first film. It's about people living simply to do what they love outside. I went to Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado for marketing, and had amazing professors that let me really explore what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in the outdoor industry. I knew I wanted to do films, so they started to let me explore those outlets by turning in projects, by turning in videos. They were really supportive. Learning video from the business side first was really helpful, because I have a lot of friends who are film students and then have to learn business, which can be a lot harder than learning business and then exploring what you want to do with film. Basically, Red Reel is based nowhere. I live out of a suitcase 90% of the year, going from project to project, and it's funded by commercial work and then also just filming and living bare bones. I work with other filmmakers. I have my own commercial projects for outdoor industry companies and nonprofits, and then I have my own projects which are sponsored. So that's how the 3 ways that I work. I feel very lucky, and I get to collaborate with amazing filmmakers, producers, musicians. It's a wonderful community in the outdoor world and beyond, always looking for collaborations. It's always great to work with someone. I love being able to meet new people on the road all the time. It's amazing to have your community not bound by borders, and that everywhere I go, I know I'm able to make new friends and connect with people on a very real level living this lifestyle. I guess some of the negatives of living this life is it's very exhausting. It can be very trying at times, but in the end, I feel this huge responsibility, and that I know I'm capable of telling stories, and so there's a responsibility to do it. So the negatives can't outweigh the positives ever, so that's why it's still happening. With Red Reel and with my filmmaking career, I've really tried to tell character-driven stories, and some that I am striving to tell is just bigger and longer form stories. Everything that I've told so far has been short narratives, and I hope to in the future tell more long-form stories. What I'm looking for is just people who are very passionate about what they do, have so much passion that their whole lives are involved with their cause or their outdoor sport, and so basically Red Reel is just concentrated on people who are all in, 100% in, and in a way that reflects, you know, my lifestyle. It's 100% in, all the time. The red reel came from that I like alliteration and I love the color red, and I thought throwing in a reel would have to do with film, so nothing too crazy there, but I just had the name, stuck with it, and went for it. Red Reel is a production company that includes myself, and then I hire out sound, videographers and other editors, filmmakers as needed per project. So Red Reel is me, and then I hire out for other things. If I were to go back and give myself advice 5 years ago when I started doing this, I would say not to sweat the small stuff so much and to just keeping on. I think the only times that people fail at doing what they love is when they quit, and so you just can't quit, and that's it. Everything happens for a reason, and the best lessons are from your failures, and so that's what I would tell myself if I was just starting out. Up next, I head to Afghanistan to tell the story of Afghan photographers and the power of photography, and then I head to New Zealand to film surfers on the South Island of New Zealand. I'm headed to Afghanistan to tell a story I believe in. I believe that people have the right to express their own stories, tell their own stories, and headed with Mountain to Mountain. One of the characters from MoveShake actually invited me, Shannon Galpin, who's an amazing activist for human rights in Afghanistan. We're going there with a photo exhibition that's a collaboration between Western and Afghan photographers, and the exhibition will be shown 3 times in Kabul, and I'll be filming that as well as interviewing Afghan photographers and what it means to them to share their work in their own country. All the run and gun stuff I'm using is DSLR 5Ds. Editing, I'm on Premiere. I can't feed myself very well. I'm a one-man band, but I'm really bad at making lunch. We're here at Port Townsend at the film festival, and it's been an amazing experience so far. Everyone's been so kind. We had a parade leading in the film festival, or the filmmakers of the festival, and I've never experienced that kind of just welcome ever. You know, you work so hard and you're in a dungeon editing this thing for months at a time, and then all of a sudden you're in a parade in a nice car. It's just kind of it's a really nice welcome into such a wonderful community that appreciates film. So it's been obviously such a beautiful place to hang out and be, and just a wonderful community and such great films here. It's an honor to be here. Sirens is awesome. Just had a beer at Sirens. It was great. It's a beautiful view. We're having a really lucky sunny day here, and yeah, I'm on cloud 9. Can't get enough of this place. My film showing in probably like 20 minutes here. Not really sure. Need to run over there, and I think I'll introduce it and yeah, see what happens. I'm excited to see the response from people. Showing in the Rose Theater at 6:15. Oh, I just want to say thank you so much to the Port Townsend Film Festival and everyone who's organized it and the volunteers. It makes such a big difference for filmmakers to be a part of this and be able to share the stories to such a wonderful community. A lot of it is just taking a leap before you know there's water at the bottom for a lot of the things that I'm doing, but thankfully a lot of my funding comes from outdoor industry companies like Patagonia or Osprey Packs or Cliff Bar, and those I will have to include the clothing or the Cliff Bars in like the side of the corner.